bar. And then just stretch your arms out long over the foot bar. Breathing into the hips, breathing into the lower back.
Your own app?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah.
And then stretching those arms over to the right. Maybe feeling that left arm get a little bit longer than the right arm. And then taking that over to the other side. Stretching your right arm a little bit longer. Baron, his bone should be finished in a little bit. And then coming back to the center. And then rolling yourselves up to seated. Dropping your right forearm onto your thigh. Stretching your left arm up and over. Looking underneath that left shoulder. Breathing into the left side body, down the rib cage. Settle a little bit heavier into that left hip. And rise all the way up, dropping that left forearm down. Stretch and reach the right arm up and over. Looking underneath that right shoulder. And rising all the way up, spinal twist, left hand outside of your right thigh, right hand behind you on the shoulder pad or the mat, and just twisting open, growing up through the crown of the head, and settling heavier into the hips as you rotate from the ribs and the shoulders. And then switching sides, growing tall in the spine. And then coming back to the center, drawing your hands behind the head. You're gonna side flex, rib to hip. And then you're gonna turn your elbows in as you roll through the upper back, rounding all the way over to the left side of the room. Rotate your arms open and lift all the way up. Take it over to the right. Draw your elbows in as you come through the center. Opening the elbows, lifting up tall. One more in that direction. Just kind of moving through the ribs, the upper mid-back. Rotate open, lift tall. We're going to reverse that direction. Take it to the left. Turn the elbows in as you round forward. Open those elbows, lift through center. Two more. Last one. Rotating open and release. One last variation, drawing your hands to your thighs. Lift your heart with a flat back. Drop your chest down and then roll through the spine, curling your way up to seated. Lifting the heart with a flat back. Hinge forward. Curl the tail under, rolling up to seated. For 3. Rounding through the spine, feeling like a slinky. 2 more. One last time. Dive forward. Curl under the tail, rolling up to seated, reversing that direction. Nod your chin to your chest, round through the spine forward. Lift your gaze, rise up with a flat back. Nod your chin to your chest, rolling your spine forward. Lifting your gaze, rise up with a flat back. 3 more. Two, curling through the spine, rooting down in the thighs to lift you. One last time. Rising all the way up. Good. So we're going to change down to just a red spring. We'll swing our legs over to the left side. You're gonna draw your hands on the foot bar, and your right toes are gonna go on the top of the shoulder pad behind you, sinking into that left hip, lunging back and down, sinking through the hips and thighs, reaching through that right knee, right heel, and rising all the way back up. Sinking back into those hips and down, making sure that heel and knee are stacked on the left leg. So we want to keep that knee drawing back. Pulling that lovely stretch through the front of that right hip and thigh. On this last one, we're gonna stay low and hold, keeping that right hand down, rotate that left arm open to the sky. Lowering that hand down, bring the carriage back into the bumper, drawing your foot in front of the shoulder pad so it's a little bit more stable. And then split stretch, pivoting back and forward. So you have that option of staying back there or moving back and forth. You can even flex your foot away from the floor to get a little bit deeper stretch up that hamstring on the left side. One more time. Stretching back and bringing it all the way back in. Carefully step on down. Change your spring to a blue spring. And we're going to stand facing the reformer. You're going to put your right foot, toes up the shoulder pad. Your leg is bent on the right side. Go down on the mat, Tara. Bring your foot down on the mat. Yeah, there you go. And just so your toes don't slide underneath, you can climb your toes up the shoulder pad. All right, so hips are squared, the left foot slightly turned out. This is much lighter than what we normally do. So go slow as you start to side lunge to the right side, sink down through the hips, and then bring it all the way back in. Side lunging to the right, thinking of the hips sinking down, and then control with those inner thighs back in. Two more. One last time, sinking over to the right, drawing all the way back in. We're gonna add on. So we're gonna sink over to the right the same we have, but drop the right forearm to your thigh and stretch your left arm up and over. Breathing into that left side body. Rise back up, pulling the carriage back in. Two more. Sink over to the right, dropping that right forearm, stretching up and over, and rise all the way back up. Last one. Sinking over, stretch and reach your arm up and over, and control as you bring it all the way back in. Now we're going to extend this right leg, so hold the right leg straight and strong. Right leg stays straight as we continue to split further to the right, long legs pushing us over. Inner thighs pull you back in, keeping that right leg straight. Split stretch to the right, grow tall as though your pelvis was sinking through your thighs. Inner thighs pull you back in. So we're trying not to think of like how far to the right can I go, but more about dropping that pelvis through your thighs and then pulling back up from your center. One more time like this. Pulling all the way back in. Keep your right leg straight. We're going to add on one more time. That left arm goes up to the sky. We're going to press over to the right. We're going to hold. And then we're going to glide down the right leg, stretching up and over to the right side of the room. Control as you rise up, pulling back over the left leg. Two more like that. Split over to the right. Glide down that right leg and stretch and reach up and over. Rise all the way back in. One last time. Sink over to the right side, stretch and reach up and over, and control as you bring it all the way in and step on down. Good job. Let's change back to that red spring, dropping your blue, and we'll do this whole series on the other side. So right leg forward, hands on the foot bar, left toes find the top of the shoulder pad behind you, sinking into that right hip, drawing back and down, and rising back up and in. Sinking into the hip, drawing back and down, and coming all the way back in. Reaching through that left heel, lifting through the left knee, so you get that deeper stretch in the front of the left hip and thigh. On this last one, you're gonna stay low in your lunge. Left hand stays down, right arm rotates open, lifting through the back of that left knee. Lowering that hand down, bring your carriage back in, dropping your left toes to the front of the shoulder pad. For split stretch, both legs stay straight as you pivot back and maybe coming back and forth, maybe staying back there, maybe flexing your right foot away from the floor. Two more. Last one. And all the way in, carefully stepping on down. Changing again to a blue spring. Facing the reformer. Right foot slightly turned out. Left toes go up your shoulder pad. Bending the left leg. Good. Keep it up there. Good. Yeah, drop your toes down a little bit. Yeah, they're good.
Oh.
So left leg stays bent. Remember, it's light, so we're slowly moving to the left side of the room, side lunging, and then control with those inner thighs as you pull back in. Again, moving through your center, over to the left, and zipping up with those inner thighs to pull you in. For 3, staying nice and tall in your spine. 2. Last one like this, sinking over, pulling all the way back in. We're gonna add on that stretch. So we're gonna sink over to the left, keep the left leg bent. Drop your left forearm to your thigh, stretching your right arm up and over. And then control as you pull back in. You're eating my shoe. Take it over to the left. Drop your forearm, lift and reach through the spine, and rise back up. One more time, sink over to the left, stretch and reach, rise all the way back up. Now we're going to straighten our left leg. Hold the left leg straight and strong, and then straight leg, split stretch. How far can you go? To the left, I can't go near as far as I did on my right side, and then back to center. How far can you go? To the left, both legs stay straight. Inner thighs pull you back together. For 3. 2. Last one like this, taking it over. Control those inner thighs back in. Now we're gonna go into that stretch. So take it over to the left. The left hand goes down the thighs. The right arm stretches up and over. And rise all the way back up and in. Take it over to the left, stretching down that left thigh, reach and control, back in. One last time, take it up and over, stretch and reach, and all the way back in. Carefully stepping on down. And we're gonna add a red spring on with our blue. So we're gonna use our straps, and normally we have our hands like through the loop of our strap, but today you're gonna actually like grab the strap. So obviously lower is gonna be a little bit lighter, higher up is gonna be a little bit heavier. So wherever you wanna grab. We're gonna lay all the way down on our backs. Make sure that your headrest is up or down, whatever is comfortable to you, and that your shoulders are not really shoved up in the shoulder pads, but they're just back there. Legs to tabletop, arms to the sky. Keep your wrists nice and long. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as those arms lower down. Inhale as your arms lift. Exhaling as your arms lower. Inhaling as your arms lift. Feeling the back of the ribs and shoulders getting heavy. Keeping that natural space in the lower back. We got two more. Trying to keep your wrists nice and straight and strong. Last one. Arms stop at chest level. Palms are facing in towards your body. Without moving your carriage, your arms are gonna open out wide to the side. Exhale, close back up to the sky. Open those arms out wide to the side. Exhale as you pull back in. So really focus on that movement coming from the ribs. Feel like the belly is wrapping in from the sides to the center as your arms close back in on you. Two more. Last one. Pull all the way in, hold it here. We're gonna add those two moves together. So arms lower, straight down. Lift back up to chest level. Open the arms wide to the side. Close. Press straight down. Lift back up. Open wide. And close. Exhale, press. And lift. Open wide. And close. Two more. Press. And lift. Open wide. And close. Last time. Press. Reach back up. Open those arms out wide. Close those arms and rest your feet for a moment. Good. So this next one, as we add on, it's just gonna be the arms opening wide to the side and back in, but we're gonna add on different leg variations as we go with that one, okay? So, arms back up to the sky, legs to tabletop. As the arms open wide, extend the right leg out long. Closing everything back in together. Left leg, both arms open and close. Alternate the legs with those arms, reach apart and together. Keeping that tail heavy, those ribs heavy. Two more rounds each side. Last set each side. Now both arms, both legs extend out long together. Pull it back in. Reach apart, make a T and control back in. For 3, 2, last one. And take a break for a moment. So this next one is like spinal balance, where it's opposite arm and opposite leg. So it'll be like right arm reaching out wide, left leg extending out long, okay? So arms go back up to the sky, legs back to tabletop. Right arm's gonna extend, left leg's gonna extend. Control back in, left arm, right leg. Good. Right, left. Nice. Left, right. Good. right, left, left, right. One more round, right, left, left, right, and rest. Good. So this last variation, we're going to be moving the carriage. We're going to pull those arms straight down, and as we do, we're going to curl the head up and straighten both legs. So give your shoulders some room from the shoulder pads, arms to the sky, legs to tabletop. As you curl head and chest up, both those legs extend, reaching long. Control it back in for 5. Exhale, reach and lift. Control back in for 4. Exhale to curl you forward for 3. Reach long, lifting up for 2. One last time. Exhale, reaching out and lower with control. Hang up your straps. Take your feet out wide to the side on the foot bar. Let those knees fall to the right side, taking right foot on top of left knee, giving a little extra stretch in your hip. You have a reformer at home too, don't you? Other side.
I have the Aero Pilates, like the small kind of
You could virtual in if you need
full
to.
one. Can I virtual in like on a waiting list?
No, like you could just be virtual from home on your reformer.
Oh. I know, but I don't. One of the springs doesn't work. Like it's broken.
Carefully rock on up to seated.
It's not the same as this.
So you're gonna drop back down to a blue. Everybody has knee pads around them, so if you need a knee pad, you can grab a knee pad. So this first part, we're gonna have one knee down. I would definitely suggest like having your knee back a little bit further. You do want the knee, like the shin for the most part supported, but you want your right foot, when it goes on the frame, to be forward from your hip, because that's gonna help keep your hips more square, okay? So left knee is down, right foot is lifted on the frame, slightly forward from your hip. And I like toes turned out, so like my heel's down on the frame, toes are up the frame. So we're gonna straighten that right leg. So this is pretty light, it's not a heavy spring tension, so straighten your right leg all the way out. And then you're gonna sit your hips back towards your heel, fold your chest forward towards your thigh like you're sitting back towards your bottom. And then you're gonna rise all the way back up. You're gonna bend that right leg back in. You're gonna extend the right leg. Sit the hips back, chest reaches forward, seeing how low you can take it. Rising all the way back up and control back in. For 3. What are you doing? No, I don't want it to be harder. Puppy bear, no. No, it's too light, I'm sorry. Maybe later. You're cute though. Nope. Nope. One more. Pressing out. Hold. Rising back up. Control back in. So now we're gonna add on. Okay, so that right leg's gonna straighten. Hold the right leg straight. Now we're pushing that left leg further. How far to the left can you split stretch? Control the left leg back underneath you, right leg stays straight. How far can you split stretch? And control it back in. For 3. Stay nice and tall in your spine. Strong in that right leg. Good, last one. Split stretch out wide. Control it in. Draw your hands down on the frame. You can also draw your hands down on the floor if you have a rim. But you're gonna push out and just stretch. So you're seeing how wide you can take that stretch into those inner thighs. And just breathe here. A few deep breaths. More handsome. Good. And then control as you bring the carriage all the way back into the bumper. And then you can remove your knee pad, have a seat. Jack, you'll be on a red spring.
What do you mean?
So just sitting comfortably. Oh God.
You said a red spring?
No, you're on a blue. So girls are on a blue, boys are on a red. We're sitting facing the same direction, sitting Indian style. Apparently I have an extra 50 pounds on me, so we'll see how this goes. So we're going to draw the sword, extending the arm all the way out to the side. And then control as you draw back down to the hip. Exhale as you reach out to the side. And control as you bring it back in. For 3. Palm faces forward as you reach the arm out long. For 2. Connecting with the back of the shoulder, back of the arm. Last one, reaching out, control it back in. We're gonna add on. So as you reach that arm out to the side, maybe grab your shoulder pad. Start to lean up and over to the left, and then stretch your right arm up and overhead. Closing that arm in front of you. Again, draw the sword. Lean the ribs over to the left side of the room. Stretching your right arm up and over. Ooh, one more time, reaching out to the side. Side flex, stretch up and over. And release. Holding the strap in your left hand. Elbows bent into the side. Overhead press, reach straight up to the sky. Drop the elbow back down. Exhale, straight up to the sky. Drop the elbow down. For 3. 2. Last one like this, and then we're gonna add on again. So we're gonna side flex to the right. As you reach up and over, stretch towards the foot bar and control as you rise it up. Side flex and reach that arm up and over and control as you lift. For 3, 2, one last time, side flex, stretch and reach up and over, rise all the way back up. Take that strap into your elbow, drawing both the hands behind the head. Sitting nice and tall over those sit bones. First, it's chin to chest, rounding forward, rounding towards those thighs, feeling that stretch through the lower back, and then stack your spine up one bone at a time to seated. Keep your sit bones heavy as you round forward, curling through the spine, and then stacking your bones one at a time. One more, chin to chest, curling forward through the upper mid back, and roll it up to seated. So now you're gonna take your elbow to your knee. It's the same elbow, same knee. So we're gonna go to the right. Right elbow to the right knee. It's a side flex and a little forward flex. And then rise back up. Then the left elbow to the left knee. And that right side lifts you. Exhale, side to side, alternating back and forth. And then sitting up nice and tall in the spine. Spinal twist towards the foot bar. And then back to center. Rotate towards the foot bar. Back to center. 3 more. Twist. Feel that coming from the left rib towards the right hip. 1 more time. Rotate and release. Good. You're going to keep this strap. You're going to scoot your butt forward to the front edge of your mat. Excuse you. And then your feet are on the floor. So interlace your hands around the strap in front of you. Your butt's pretty much at the edge and your feet are forward from your knees. So I have like my right hand in the strap and then I cup my left hand around the top. So staying steady as you curl under the tail, rolling behind the pelvis, Pause and breathe in. Exhale as those ribs flex you forward to seated for 5. Now I have dog hair all over me. Rolling back, breathing in. Upper abs lift you back up to seated for 4. Curling under the tail. And the ribs flex forward to seated for 3. Last 2. Rounding through those upper abs on this last one. We're gonna add on. So staying back in that C curve, the right thigh is gonna fold towards you at tabletop and then tap back down for 5. Lift the right thigh and lower for 4. Getting deeper into that right oblique for 3. Exhale, flex for 2. Last one. Lower the foot, curl the body to seated and release. Hang up your strap. You go back to a blue. And we're going to do it all over again on the other side. So we're kneeling with the right knee down. And the left foot goes up the frame. Toes turn out. Left foot is slightly forward from your hip. Good. So first we're straightening that left leg. And then we're sitting the hips back. Chest comes forward as you sink into the hips and the spine. Rise all the way back up. And bend the leg back in. Press it out. Hinge from the hips. Lean forward as you sit back. Rise back up. And control back in. For 3. Hip hinge, flat back. Rise back up. For 2. One last time like this. Hinging forward. Rising all the way back up. Control back in. This is where we add on. So that left leg is going to go straight. The left leg stays straight. And then we see how far we can take the right leg. Split stretch. And then control it back in, keeping that left leg straight. See how far that right leg can go. And control it back underneath you. For 3, staying nice and tall in your spine. For 2. One last time, split stretch over to the right, back in. Now we're going to go into a deeper stretch. Hands can come down. You can go down onto your forearm. And you're just pushing the frame further away, getting into those inner thighs. Carefully close your carriage, bringing it back in, having a seat. You'll change to your bed. Closer to the shoulder pads is going to be lighter. Closer towards the foot bar is going to be a little heavier. Holding this strap in your left hand, starting with your drawing a sword. Lead with the elbow, extend higher than the shoulder. Control as you draw it back down. Exhale, pull and reach. Control it back in. 3, sitting nice and tall in the spine. 2. Good. Feeling the back of the rib and shoulder. Last one like this, reaching out. Control all the way back in. Now we add that side flexion. So we're going to pull out to the side. We're going to lean to the right. Stretching that left arm up and over. Close that arm in front of you. Draw your sword. Lean the ribs towards the right side of the room. Left arm reaches up and over. Close that arm. One more time. Draw your sword. Stretch and reach up and over. And release. Hold that strap in your right hand, sitting nice and tall in your spine. Overhead press, reach straight up to the sky. Drop it back down. Exhale, straight up and down. 3. Next round, we're adding that side flexion towards the left. Reach up and over towards the foot bar and rise all the way back up. Side flex to the left, stretch and reach up and over. Control back up. Kind of vision your body between two panes of glass. Staying stacked from side to side. Trying not to lean forward. Last two. Good. Last one. All the way back in. Slide that strap into your elbow, drawing both the hands behind the head. Sitting nice and tall in the spine. Stay back in your butt bones. Chin to chest, ribs flex. Forward, just stretching through the ribs down into the lower back, and then stack your spine like a slinky, one bone at a time. Deep breath in at the top, exhale, rounding forward, controlling down, and then stacking, scooping into the abdominals to lift you. For 3, and rising all the way back up. Now we're gonna go elbow to knee. So it's left elbow, left knee, side flex and reach forward. Rise all the way up. Then the right side, right knee, and stacking through the spine, lifting back up tall to the left. Controlling with those obliques to the right. And then drawing back up to a tall spine. And then we have rotation 3 times towards the foot bar and back to center. Growing up through the crown of the head as we rotate and center. Right rib towards left hip, we twist. We got 2 more. Exhale. One last time. Twist the spine. Drawing back to center. Slide your feet forward onto the floor. Scoot your butt forward to the front edge of the mat. Interlace your hands around the strap. Again, I have the left hand in and then just cup my right hand around it. Starting from your pelvis, begin to roll under the tail, rounding back. Pause and breathe in. Ribs curl you back up to seated. Starting from the pelvis, rolling behind the tail, breathing in. Upper abs flex you forward. For 3. Rib to hip connection curls you back up to seated. Last 2. Upper abs lift you. On this last one, we're going to add on. Rounding back and hold. Left thigh flexes up to tabletop and lower. Lift and lower. Exhale for 3. Move through the thigh, the hip for 2. One last time, pull it in, lower it down, and then curl back up to seated. Again, hang up your straps, and we're gonna stay on these spring tensions, adding the long boxes on. So we're going to be on our bellies facing the back of the reformer. We're going to go into swan. So I personally, in my body, like my chest and my ribs over the front edge of the box, because then I'm able to get just a little bit more lift and extension in my spine. So arms reach long over the top of the frame. Legs are actively reaching behind you, but let your head and shoulders drop down into the springs. You're going to long arm, drag the carriage forward towards your hands, lifting your heart, lifting your gaze, pulling the carriage forward, and then control as you lower all the way back down. Think of leading more with that pinky side of the hand, shoulders in pockets, chest comes forward, belly pulls in, and then stretching all the way back out long. Heart lifts, ribs lift, pulling forward. And lowering with control. 2 more. Lift. Growing up through the crown of the head. And lowering. One last time. Heart lifts. Belly pulls in. Squeezing forward. and reaching all the way back out long. Keep those legs actively reaching long behind you. We're gonna float just the upper body. Head, chest, arms all lift up as one. Exhaling as you lower back down. Inhale, head, chest, and arms lift. Exhaling as you lower. 3 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale to lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. On this last one, we're going to stay lifted and hold. Just those arms. Swim up and down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last deep breath. And rest. Pressing up onto your box for a child's pose. Hips to your heels, folding over your thighs. Breathing into the lower back. Okay. And then carefully coming on off of the box. Turning your boxes back to a short box. Jackie will go down to the blue. So we're gonna stand on the reformer facing the box. Hands on the box. Right leg is forward. Left foot is back at the sandpapery part of the frame. We're gonna lunge into that right leg. So we're sinking forward into the hips, sinking down, and then rising all the way back to the bumper. Making sure when you're lunging forward that right knee ankle is stacked, and then pulling your way back in. For 3, pushing back through that left heel. For 2, sinking into those hips, reaching forward. Last one, we're gonna stay down here in this lunge. Keep your left hand down, rotate that right arm open just like we did in the beginning of class. Lower that hand back down, lift back to the bumper. Both legs stay straight. This time split stretch. See how far you can push the box forward. And then zip through those inner thighs back in. Lengthening out through the spine, split stretch forward. And then piking back to the bumper. We've got 3. 2. On this last one, stay in that split stretch, not too far. Keep that right hand down. Don't move from the hips, just the rib. That left arm rotates open. Lower that hand down. Bring your carriage back to the bumper, stepping your right foot back on the sandpapery part, and find a forearm plank. Elbows in line with those shoulders, forearms down, hands are separated. Finding more of the upper abdominals with the arms apart. Chest is forward, gaze is forward, strong through your legs. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. And then pulling the carriage back to the bumper, stepping your left foot forward, keeping your right leg back, drawing back up onto those hands. Lunging into that left leg, sinking into the hips, drawing forward, and then pike and pull back for 5. Sinking into those hips, forward, and lifting back to the bumper. 2. Last one, stay low, keeping that right hand down, rotating that left arm open to the sky, twisting the spine, lowering that hand down, pull the carriage back, keep the left leg straight, How far can you push forward into splits? And then piking with those inner thighs to pull you back. Keeping your legs strong, trying to not dump into the knee, not hyperextending your joints. For 3, 2, feeling that heart lengthening forward as you push forward. On this last one, we're gonna stay in that forward stretch. Keep your left hand down, hips stay square. As that right arm rotates open, twisting from the ribs and the shoulders, lowering that hand down. Bring your carriage back, this time drop down onto both of your knees. So this one, you're down on your forearms, but align yourself so that you're in that perfect quadruped position. So my toes like to kind of be at the edge of the frame because they don't really bend very well. And so we're doing an isometric hold. Once we get into position, we're not moving our carriage. So root down through the forearms, the ribs, and we're just floating those knees 1 inch to 2 inches off of the mat. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Hearts forward, tails wide. Spine is long, and lower those knees down. So this next one, we're not turning so much at the shifting of the shoulders or the ribs. So the lower half of the legs are gonna shift right, left, and then we're gonna lower back down, and then we're gonna left, right, and lower back down. So hover those knees off of the mat, knees to the right, knees to the left, back to center, lower it down. Then we're gonna go left and right. Lift, left, right, center, lower, right and left, lift, twist, twist, center, lower, left and right, twist, twist, center, lower, last round each side, right then left, twist, twist, center, last time, left then right, twist, twist, center, and lower. So this next one, we have like 2 more variations. This one's going back into like a forearm plank. Thinking of mountain climber, like slow and control where we pull one knee in underneath us, okay? So when you're ready, finding that plank position, elbows and shoulders are stacked, hearts forward, right knee pulls in towards the box, back to the frame, left knee pulls into the box, back to the frame, right side and left side. Control with the core, keeping those hips even, trying not to feel a shift from side to side. 2, last set, and lower those knees down. This one's a little fancy. You can do it. Somebody asked me earlier this week if I had an advanced class. Apparently my classes aren't hard enough.
This is it, exactly.
I was like,
Maybe. Oh,
Alright, so we are pulling one knee in towards the box. We're gonna hold it there, and when we hold it there, we're doing a little long stretch arm. And then we're gonna switch sides, okay? Don't climb on my forearm. No. Stop. Okay, so pressing out into your plank. Right knee comes forward. Elbows push out. Back in. Right leg goes back. Left leg comes forward. Elbows push out. In. Draw back. Right leg. Out. In. Back. Left side. Out. In. One more round each side. Out. In. Last time. Out. In. And rest. Good job. That brought up some heat. Have a seat. Face the foot bar. Let's do a little figure 4 stretch. Crossing ankle over your thigh.
I can't do that virtually.
good sheet.
You'll be like, that was good. Just one.
Well done for the camera. It's good.
Do all of them.
I'm sorry, I lost connection all of a sudden.
Doing the
I
advanced
don't know
version.
what happened.
Don't worry.
Strangest thing, the video just stopped. What are you doing? Or you could say I got distracted by Puppy Bear. Mm-hmm. Alright, you guys are ready for feet and straps.
Wow.
Come on, Pup Pup.
That's good.
Ugh. So no boxes, no blue, 2 reds only.
And a doggy.
Hopefully not a doggy. This is the best part there, don't mess it up. You are, you're gonna climb on me, aren't you?
Serious.
Yeah, of course I am. Let me get my feet in my straps. I know, buddy. Alright. Alright, thank you. The kiss is gonna make it a little bit less distracting. Okay, here we go. You on, buddy? Alright, long legs. Lift. Oh, long legs lower. You're kind of on the side. Long legs lift. And long legs lower. Alright, yep, pulls on the boobs. That's okay too.
What's your name?
There. No, don't put your hands outside the straps. You're cute from down here. Oh gosh! Lower down to your point of control. Frog leg. Bend. Exhale, press. You got a bony butt, kid. You gotta work on your butt muscles. Ugh. No, don't move. All the way out long. Are you gonna get down? Get down. Go into your circles. Thank you. Stretching all the way around. Two more. Last one. Pause and then reverse it. Last one. And then folding your legs to the sky, grabbing close towards the hardware and just pulling down for a stretch. Maybe wagging your tail from side to side, getting into the lower back. Maybe bending one knee, feeling a deeper stretch down the back of the straight leg. Switching sides. Taking your legs out wide and maybe rocking a bit from right to left. And then we are all through. Good job, everybody.
Yay,
Thank
you.
You are welcome.
Excellent.
And the pup there.
I'm shivering.
Aw.
My legs are
Jello-y?
like this.